And the sun still shines behind the clouds. It's the motto of one survivor who is celebrating 5 years of being cancer-free. As we know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and joining me now is Doris B. Jones to share her story. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janice,
for being here this morning.
I am so honored to be here.
I'm so glad you could come in. And 5 years.
5 years
being cancer-free.
Yes.
Tell us your story. When you found out.
Just for being sick for like a couple of months, running from doctor to doctor, trying to find out what was going on with my body. My body was screaming that something's wrong. And so finally, after a couple of months, after having taken a stress test and this test and a CAT scan, chest pains, emergency room, and finally finding actually a lump in my breast myself, just from my regular breast exam. Had no idea, and I almost put it off because I said, well, I already got a bunch of other medical bills, and so therefore, why should I create something else? I said, well, I had a cyst removed some years prior, but long story short, went to the doctor, did the biopsy. That's what it was, and it was devastating. Now,
were you doing the regular self-test?
I was.
Which I think is so important that you mentioned that, because you know some women and even men, because breast cancer does not discriminate.
It does
not. They're not doing those self-tests.
That's right. And this is what I say, Janice. Breast cancer doesn't have an address. It does not care what house it shows up at. It's not based upon ethnicity. It's not based upon status quo. It's not based upon your income. It doesn't have an address.
Affect anyone. What happened when you found out? The doctor tells you, and what goes through your mind?
I'm not going to let this take me out.
Wow.
As weak as I was and as devastated as I was, I'm not going to let this take me out. I began to say what I wanted to happen, and everyone has different stories or whatever, but my first thing was get this cancer out of my body as soon as possible, because I had already been sick for like 2 or 3 months, not knowing what was going on, not knowing why I was having all the symptoms I was having, and running from doctor to doctor. So I just wanted it out.
Wow. Now you say everyone has a different story, and your story of having breast cancer is a little different because you may not have gone through some of the stuff that everyone else does.
Absolutely, because they could not, the doctor told me that he could not guarantee, because it was top and bottom, that he would be able to get all of it out. I said, you know what, I opted for the mastectomy. I said, you know what, you can take it off, because I'm not going to die trying to hold on to it, because I surely can live without it. Life altering and life changing, but no matter how, when darkness comes, you have to realize, you know what, I can live through this. There is always going to be a sun behind the cloud.
And that's why I love that quote, the sun is still shining behind the clouds.
The sun is still shining behind the clouds.
And even though you had that happen, it didn't take anything away from you. I think some women, I know my aunt is a breast cancer survivor as well, and she opted to have the mastectomy. And for women, that can be really hard.
Seriously, it changes your mind. You feel like a part of you are missing, your part of your body. But when I think about what the outcome could have been, had it not been caught, I didn't want to play around with it, because this was my life. Absolutely. This is my life, and I wanted to ensure that I did everything possible. So it was life-changing, but at least I had life.
And speaking of life, you're celebrating life and celebrating being 5 years cancer-free, and you're inviting other survivors to celebrate with you.
This event is going to be this coming Saturday from 1 to 4. We're partnering with Dutch Square Center and the Center Court, and we want all cancer survivors, whether it's breast cancer, whatever, just come on and just celebrate life, and we're going to have fun. And of course, you're going to be out.
Excited.
Yeah, we are excited
to be a
People
part
are like,
of this
Janet Parker's coming, yay!
I'm so excited to be a part of this event.
Yeah, it's really fantastic.
And more so just to celebrate, as you mentioned, the life of those survivors and those who are still fighting, because that support is important.
That's right. Attendees who come on Saturday will be able to purchase a You Make It Beautiful kit, and we partner with the Layla Cancer Society, and so they serve cancer patients across the state of South Carolina. So when you come on Saturday, you'll be able to purchase an inexpensive beauty kit. Layla is going to distribute it to cancer survivors, just to kind of let you know what, no matter what you go through, no matter what part of your body is missing, no matter what treatment point you're at this point, you can make it through. The sun still shines
behind the clouds.
Behind the clouds.
Thank you so much, Ms. Doris. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
And folks, Saturday, head on out to Dutch Square Mall from 1 to 4. It's a celebration of life.